For real, for real.
Judah, 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 Judah. Judah, 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 Judah. The scepter will never leave Judah. The scepter will never leave Judah. The scepter will never leave Judah. I'm Judah. Christ sprang out of Judah. King David was Judah. King Asa was Judah. Don't crowd me up, who gon' rouse me up? Alistair Crowley, your time is up. It's a big mess, I gotta clean it up. Esau, the end of my kingdom's up. On the eagle's neck, I'll press. I woke up from my rest. I woke up from my arrest. My rulership is up next. No vex. Judah, 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 Judah. Judah, Judah, Judah.
Shalom, Israel.
Shalom!
Welcome to another live class here at 8524 South Racewood Boulevard, Houston, Texas, 77071. All the information is going to be on the screen, but as you know, for those that don't know, we have class every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Monday and Wednesday from 7 to 10, Friday 6 to 8, Saturday 10 to 2. We have a school in San Antonio. They basically have the same class schedules. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. They go from 7 to 10 on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Saturday, 10 to 2. We have a school in Virginia at 2610 Granby Street, Norfolk, Virginia, 23517, right? 23517. Their class times are Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, 7 to 9. Saturday, 10 to 2. If you're local, check us out. We have the Blog Talk Radio show. It's a podcast. The brother Mashaba, he does that along with a few other bros. You got Banabad, you got Tazapah, Priest Nagaya. So the good thing about those, they're backlogged, so you can go all the way back to 10 years of Blog Talk Radios and check out some of those good classes. A lot of different preachers. A lot of different teachers on there. You can check us out. Check out our other websites or our other channels on YouTube. We have the ISBHPK Kids. We have 5 Minutes of Wisdom, Hidden Truth Bible Show, Israelite Media Corp. Okay, so if you get bored, just go through the different channels. We have Israelware. All right, and with Israelware, we have our Fringe Up subscription, where you can you pay $35, you can get a shirt with a vinyl, a biblical biblical vinyl on there, or you can do a shirt and a headband for $75. That's a monthly subscription. Good way to get your garment game up to par. Okay, so check that out. We have Hebrew Academy on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays. Right, Tuesday in Houston. Tuesday in Houston, yeah. Wednesday in VA,
Monday Rochester,
and Monday in Rochester. So it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right? So that's Hebrew Academy. If you want to be a part of that, just hit us up. Let us know. You can reach me here in Houston. My number is 303-557-8979. You can reach Priest Kazakia. His phone number is 757-300-4047. Okay, so if you need to reach any one of us, right now he's in San Antonio, getting ready for the Passover. We'll be headed there Friday. Okay, so we won't have class until about Wednesday. We got another business, which is Sweet Ambiance. You can check that out at sweetambiance.com. We got all your smell good needs taken care of at sweetambiance.com, so check us out. Any donations you want to give, you can do that through the Wells Fargo, through the Zelle, PayPal, any way you want to do that. You can mail things to the school, books, pens, papers, to any one of those school locations. Okay, and I mean everybody knows. I mean if you haven't already RSVP'd, it's kind of too late. But we got Passover. Our celebration is going to be on the 4th in San Antonio. So hopefully you RSVP'd. If you haven't, it's a little too late. They're trying to do like a 200-person limit in the building due to all the COVID stuff going on. So yeah, you won't see us here. We won't have class Friday. As you see, VA hasn't been having class, so we're gonna be traveling to San Antonio for the big celebrate. All right, so that's it for the announcements. We're gonna get into this class. He's gonna get into this class. I'm gonna be an innocent bystander.
Innocent bystander.
What's
So
the class we got today?
So what we're gonna go over today is what you do builds your name. So, in short, your reputation. What kind of reputation do you have to the Most High
Building a good name.
and to your nation? How do people see you? And just let's get a quick definition of reputation. Someone can look that up for me.
Think about it. Why are so many people throughout history held in such great high esteem or in not so great esteem? What is it about them? What is like why do they put Abraham Lincoln on such a pedestal?
The Civil War, basically combining the nation.
Yeah, but come on, what do white people love to tote in front of black people?
He freed the slaves.
Yep.
Right. He emancipated the slaves. Right? They love to throw that out. But and no matter how garbage Abraham Lincoln was in life, they'll always go back to that one instance in his life. Right? George Washington, Carver, all these people, man, they have their names are built up through the things they've done in their lives. Why is Christopher Columbus? Think about it. Columbus. He's probably one of the most hated and loved men in the world ever. Right? It's like a split down the middle. You'll find people that, oh yeah, he was a great man. You'll find, oh no, he was a devil. Right? But what was that predicated off of? And that's what we're going to go through today and look and say and examine and talk about is, what is the name that you have currently? Not your Hebrew name, but like he's going to go into your reputation. What is your reputation right now being built on? And, what is your reputation in the eyes of man? And what is it in the eyes of the Most High? And how do you build up that resume? So, what do you want to go to?
I want to get this definition real quick. You got it?
King James Bible Dictionary. Reputation. Good name, the credit, honor, or character which is derived from a favorable public opinion or esteem.
So it's derived from what?
A favorable public opinion or esteem.
So it's the public opinion, not your own self-opinion. It's what people see about you. It's like, oh yeah, this brother, he's real diligent in matters. Oh, this brother, he got discretion. This brother always talk out the side of his neck. Oh, this sister, she always out the spirit. She always having a problem with her husband. It's like, it's the general public opinion about you. I got a definition here. It says overall quality or character as seen or judged by people in general. Recognition by other people of some characteristic or ability.
So your name is built off of your characteristics. What's another word for characteristics? What does the Bible call characteristics?
I'm not sure if you're right, but talents.
Kinda.
It's your spirit.
Yeah. Be more. That's general. That's general. Con, you're right, but the Bible uses a word. It starts with a V. Virtue. The virtues. Patience is a virtue.
Yes.
Who can find a virtuous woman? Right? So your name is built off of your character, off of the virtues that you possess and that the virtues that you apply and that you use. That's what the definition is going in. Go ahead.
Yeah, and that's it on the definition. It's just how are you seen? Like what are you consistent in that someone you're so consistent in it that other people can't help but take note of it. Like think about on the job. You got brothers that are or sisters that are always late. They show up late to the job all the time, even though they purposely do it because they know they got a 5 to 10 minute leadway. So they use all the leeway. So they're late every single day just because they know, well, if I punch in the time clock at 7:07, it's still gonna count as me punching in at 7 o'clock.
Jobs still do that?
Yeah.
Really? Thought they would get away with that. Damn, because niggas be abusing that. I
God.
was guilty.
God.
7:07 was considered 7 o'clock. Yeah.
They have 15-minute window now.
Oh, 15-minute windows?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I need to go get rehired somewhere.
Wow.
I need to go get rehired somewhere just for the 15-minute window. That right there is. Anyway.
That's part of the amenities.
Nah, I like to be on time, so.
God. But you always know that person is like, yeah, you know they ain't gonna show up until 7:15. You know they ain't gonna show up to 8:15. Or you got the person that in the meetings, they always got to be the vocal one, talking about something that don't mean nothing to nobody else. It's like, what is what's going on in your household have to do with the operations of the business? Well, I need more child care services for my children at home. It's like, huh? How does that operate the business and make the business run well?
Right.
Or even the sister in dealing with her husband, you always know that she's gonna get loud, she's gonna get boisterous, she's gonna say something. You just wait for it. It's like, oh, so and so here, you already know what's about to go down. You just like, as soon as they walk into the room, you know that they're gonna trip on something because they have a reputation for it. They're consistent in these things.
So they've already built their name based off of based off of the characteristics that they display.
Right.
You see that? See, you know, one of the big issues with black people and Hispanic people and Indian people, right? Black Hispanics and natives is that we don't like to be accountable for anything, especially ourselves. And we like to overlook what's real. And we like to be delusional. We like to be self-indulged. We like to be egotistical. We like to be, I'm going to use the word again, delusional. And we tend to esteem ourselves higher than we really are. And part of that esteeming ourselves is being delusional. I'm going to keep saying it. Being delusional and overlooking the truth, the facts. And, you know, people are going to tell you, like they have the famous saying in the world, when a person tells you who they are, believe them. Mm-hmm. How does a person tell you who they are? Do they literally say, I'm the devil? They come and whisper in your ear?
They Lil Nas X.
Yeah, well, if they Lil Nas X, he'll lap dance you, and then, yeah, he'll do all that. But, you know, do they come up, I'm going to deceive you. I'm gonna cheat on you. I'm gonna trick you. I'm gonna steal from you, rob from you. No, what do? How do they prove it? How do they show who they are?
By their actions.
By their actions. So when somebody's sitting there looking at your actions and saying, "Well, no, you're always late," so that late title is on you. You're using the late title, or the haughty rib. That's always talkative and got everything to say and always talking back. No, that's not me. Wait a minute, but people see it. Mm-hmm. And if that account comes from more than one person, then what are you doing? You're doing what?
Lying.
Yeah, you're lying to yourself, but you're literally building
Yeah.
your name. You're building up a reputation for that characteristic. It's as simple as that. It ain't no brain surgery, but we tend to be like, no, that ain't me. But everybody's saying it's you. So there has to be an examination, an acknowledgement of oneself. And again, we got to stop being delusional. A lot of delusional Israelites, man. A lot of brothers and sisters that know better, but they're delusional because they don't want to really examine and look at themselves. It's like, I'm scared to look inside that mirror. Again, if I hear man, 2 or 3 people saying they feel like I don't like them, or I don't answer back their phone calls, or whatever the case may be, what do I got to do? I can either deny it, like, well, no, that's not the case, or sit back and do what? Examine myself first to see, okay, is it me? Well, let me check myself. Okay, well, they can't be 100% wrong, or they can't be 100% right. I can't be 100% right all the time.
Yeah.
So there got to be something about me that's fueling that mind in them. So let me check me first, but then the other person got to be willing to acknowledge what the hell they're doing. You see that? So there's always got to be a self-examination when dealing with this building up your name, because you'll continue to build a name, and it don't always be a good name. It won't always be good. We're trying to build long-lasting good names. Oh man, that brother, like, we all here in Houston, right? But imagine if you had to travel to another state. You want to leave a good name in Houston. You want to leave a good name wherever you go.
Oh, it's funny you said that. When we had the Passover, and some brothers came from out of town and stuff, and a brother walked up to me. He just gave me a nice strong salute. I was like, "Hey," and he's like, "Shalom." And he's talking to me like we've known each other, we've been dealing with each other, and I'm like, "Hey," like I just feel like it was a little awkward for me. And he was like, "Yeah, I watch you on TV." I was like, "Oh, hey, what's up, bro?" And I just dapped him up, and but there's a type of reputation that was already built from the men before me, and then him seeing me online too, and associating me with them.
Right. Go to Ecclesiastes. Let's get some of these scriptures. We
God.
can talk all day. Go to Ecclesiastes 7:1. I don't want to talk all day.
Ecclesiastes chapter 7 verse 1. Do no evil, so shall no harm come unto thee.
Ecclesiastes in the Bible. La Biblia.
Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 1. A good name is better than precious ointment.
Yeah, a good name is better than precious ointment, man. A good name can take you a long way. It gets you out of a bind, gets you out of a jam. Think about it. You name drop a certain person's name. Oh, I'm with such and such. Remember when you watch Dave Chappelle? Charlie Murphy's True Hollywood Stories?
Yeah.
And he's like, man, Charlie Murphy used to get girls. Rick James said Charlie Murphy used to use my name to get girls.
God.
Hey, I'm with Charlie Murphy. I'm with Charlie Murphy. I'm Rick James. I'm with Rick James. And he said all the girls would come because Charlie Murphy would use his name to get women. Because he just had that name that's the cat you want to be around if you wanted to party in the 80s. So, hey, I'm with Charlie Murphy. What y'all trying to do? Or I'm with such and such. What y'all trying to do? Now, we're trying to build our name, but not in that way. Like, oh, I'm the nigga that's going to be party with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you got that. Some people have that name. Like, yo, if you want to party, that's the guy. If you want to kick it and chill, video games, that's the guy. You want to know about anime? Go deal with that brother.
Right.
You want to know about whoremongering? Guess what? Go holler at him. Right? But then you got you want to know how to study? Go deal with him. You want to know how to grow in the spirit? Go deal with him. That's the name you want to build. It says a good name is better than precious ointment. What does ointment do? Go ahead. What?
It heals.
It heals. Ointment heals. So, think about it. A good name can go way beyond healing. Because a good name can get you out of having to be healed from anything. It can get you out of a jam. Y'all see that? It can get you out of these precarious situations. It can get you out of situations that you otherwise would have fell to. Oh, that brother, man, look, he ain't about that. He's the the one little kid in the hood. He had the name of being the athlete.
Yeah.
So the drug dealers left him alone because he was going to be the ticket for the hood. Right. No, don't put him in this. He ain't about that. His name is the basketball court. He's known for being on that court. He ain't part of this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, a good name gets you out of a few things.
Even like you're known for being the one that's always talking about the Bible and going to church. So the drug dealers won't ever sell you drugs. The gangbangers don't want to fight with you.
Right.
I was that kid. I was that teenager because there was a in between time. But yeah, it gets you out of a lot of things. People will look at you a different way because you have this reputation on you. But then think about if you got the negative rep. You're always known for conflict. You're always known for being argumentative.
Yep.
Whether it's in class, outside class, at home, in the gym, wherever you're at, there's contention follows you because you are the contention.
No, that ain't me, brother. No, they lying on me.
No, they got spirits. These spirits just like to come attack me.
Everybody got demons on them, except for that one person that his name is the arguer. His name is contentious.
Mm-hmm.
Go to Ecclesiasticus 41:12.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 41, verse 12. Have regard to thy name.
He said what?
Have regard to thy name.
Yeah, he said you got to have a regard to thy name. You got to start looking well to what you're building and what's attached to your brand. We're all a brand. And see, I hate bringing it up, but when you look at all the fighting between Israel online, look at all the ridicule, when you look at brothers criticizing this camp for the way they did their Passover, this camp fighting over this block, this general talking about this general, this camp accusing this camp of homosexuality. Like, when you deal with all that, Israel no longer regards the name of the Most High. We no longer have no regard to that name. Remember when we read it, was it Ezekiel, where he said, "Surname yourselves Israel."
Kind.
Like, niggas running around with such and such Bun Yehuda, right? But you a whoremonger?
Right.
I'm such and such Bun Yisrael, right? I'm Bun Judah. I'm Bun this, Bun that. Everybody running around with Hebrew names, but you online fighting each other.
Mm-hmm.
Or you talking, or your whole conversation is just nothing about women, or it's just about women, or money. But you're Bun such and such. So now you're not giving regard to the Most High, His name. I'm Yehuda, Bun Yehuda. Like, what the hell? Okay, Bun Judah of Judah, right? But what regard are you giving to your name? I'm Benyamin, Bun Yahawada, Bun Yasha Allah, Bun Jacob, right? All that, right? But I'm a niggard with the alcohol. I beat my woman. I don't know how to speak without 50 million profanities. All these different things that he said have regard to your name. Go ahead.
For that shall continue with thee above 1,000 great treasures.
Now think about it. Is it giving you a good or a bad? Like, a good name is going to continue or a bad name? It's just saying a name is going to continue. So if you were that whoremonger, if you were that murderer, if you were the coke sniffing, pill popping, beer drinking, I want to be alone type cat, then guess what? Until you build up a different reputation, that's what's going to be with you. See, cats think because they open up the Bible, all of a sudden their reputation is going to change. No, you got to open the Bible, read it, and apply it. so your reputation could change. It will change. And you'll build a different name through time. But it's going to be a time you're going to be known as the pill popping, weed smoking, crack dealing, swindling, deceiving man or woman that you were.
Yep.
So he said, have regard for thy name. The one thing about Israel, the one thing about us, we never regarded our name. We never gave any regard to the things that we attach to our label. Or how they say in the world, your brand. Right? Like, Quadazop is a brand. I'm a brand. Things can be attached to my brand. And if I'm not careful, I can attach the wrong things to my brand. He can attach the wrong things to his brand or to his family name, to the school, right? Because we're all representation. But then the school is a representation of Israel, right? And Israel is supposed to be a representation of the Most High. So really, when you give in regard to your name, you're supposed to be looking at what pleases the Most High. Go ahead.
A good life have but few days.
Right.
But a good name endureth forever.
And this is what brothers don't understand. But so does a bad name.
Yeah.
A bad name endures longer than a good name. It's harder to make a comeback from a bad name and make a turnaround than it is to destroy a name. Once you got a bad rep, yo, they always gonna look at you as the cat that was bad.
Yep.
You always gonna be looked at as that, no matter what. Things could be coincidental.
Yep.
Once a weed smoker, always a weed smoker, right? You might have stopped smoking weed for 5, 10, 15 years. But as soon as somebody sniffs some smoke around you, oh, you've been smoking weed. Right? You've been smoking. All you did was light up the barbecue. They're like, damn, you out here smoking?
Right.
Everything. You could have drank some you the alcoholic.
Yeah,
you could have drank some Kool-Aid. Oh, you hitting them Four Locos.
Right.
Watermelon.
I see you back at it.
Yeah, but it's like, nah, bro, I just drank an Arizona fruit punch.
Right.
Nah, nigga, that smelled like Four Loko.
Yeah, right. Bro.
Because the reputation, the name you've built, and the name you've invested in was, I'm the guy that drinks the Four Loko. I'm the guy that does the drugs. I'm the guy that beats the women. I'm the guy that doesn't like to follow order. So it takes a lot to build up a good name. Derek.
Yes, I used to have the same talk with my son in school, right? He got in trouble a couple times with the teacher. So every time something would happen, she'd have her back turned, she'd hear something hit the ground, turn around, Derek, Devin Brown, what are you doing? He like, man, I'm just sitting here, I ain't doing nothing. I say, well, you got that reputation, son.
You got that reputation.
As a hard head, acting out and stuff. So anytime something happens, she gonna look at you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you the class clown. You always, like, you could stop clowning and somebody else could be the class clown, but you always gonna be the class clown because that's what you built.
Yep.
That's the reputation. And is it impossible? Nah, it's not impossible to break the negative stigma. Because ain't that what we trying to do as a nation? We've built a name of killers, dope dealers, pimps, jigaboos, monkeys, dancers, pole dancers, right? Hating each other. I said pimps, hoes, right? Uneducated, big lip. Breathing up all the white man's air, watermelon eating, spear chucking buffoons, right? That's the reputation that we've built up. What else did I add or miss? Did I cover it all?
Chicken.
Fried chicken eating,
Yeah.
watermelon,
Street cheetahs.
taco eating,
Street cheetahs.
street cheetah, right? Running fast, best athletes, but the dumbest niggas in the school, right? It goes on and on and on and on and on. But what are we trying to do now? Well, we're trying to rebuild that brand. We're trying to rebuild that name in the Most High in Christ. And are we doing it? To an extent. I mean, I look at it like this. The Truth in America been out since the 60s. Right? So we're about, 60 years? 60 to 40? We're about 80 years with the truth, like, really coming to life in America. Right? But at this point, I feel like we're doing a lot more damage as a people to rip down the last 80 years than actually keep it pushing. With all the negatives that we're doing just as Israelites and knowing who we are, niggas on social media fighting each other. Like, That don't do nothing for the brand.
Nope.
That don't do nothing for the name of Israel. That don't do nothing for the Most High. In the eyes of man, it doesn't. So we got to be mindful of what are we trying to build. And it all goes back to what standard do I uphold? Do I throw on fringes and keep the standard of the world?
Got that gang mentality.
Yeah, do I put on fringes and still be a gang, or do I put on fringes and change? Because you can't change the outer and keep the inner. That's the Pharisees. That's the hypocrite. You clean the outside of the cup, right?
Yeah.
But the inwardly is filthy.
Right.
Right? So finish that up.
Those are it.
So
No, what verse is that?
That was verse 13.
12, 13. Okay.
14.
What does it say?
My children,
Go
keep
ahead.
discipline and peace.
Read.
For wisdom that is hid, and a treasure that is not seen, what profit is in them both?
Right. Go to, yeah. that.
You know,
I got one more.
he was talking about coming back from a good name, from a bad name. Who came back from a bad name? There's one brother that stands out big time that came back from a bad name in the scriptures. Does anybody know? I'm one. Paul.
Yeah.
Paul was a gangster killer.
A real killer. He wasn't that
Real
fake,
killer.
He wasn't that fake thug. He wasn't that fake thug that needed a hug.
Right.
He was a nigga that would run up on you and put you to death right then and there.
He had people afraid of him. When he converted and changed, people was like, "Oh no, this is a dude that's going around killing us."
Right.
Like, no, I can't have Paul come up over here. Or at that time, he was called Saul.
Right.
He was like, man, I can't be dealing with Saul like that. Nah, man, he's a killer. He persecuting us. But he changed. He changed, and he went so hard for righteousness' sake that he couldn't help but change his name. It was evident on the outside. It wasn't him proclaiming his own good, saying, "Oh yeah, look, I'm a changed man now. Look at me. I got better fringes. I got new fringes. I got a better border of blue. I'm wearing different garments. I don't roll with Pharisees no more." He didn't have to go around declaring these things. It was just evident in the way that he moved now. People can see it on him. You had your hand up on one?
No, I was just going to add to what you were saying. He was a gangster, but also he was a scholar. So when you talk about a gangster scholar, you don't meet too many people that are
Gangster scholar.
Facts. And he wasn't like the Egyptologist scholar, just speaking mumbo jumbo, trying to rhyme.
It's important. Go to Acts 9. Did you have it?
Yeah.
Acts 9:13. Because remember when Paul was blinded, Yahushua told him to go to Ananias. Right? So, read Acts 9, verse 11.
Acts chapter 9, verse 11. And the Most High said unto him, Arise, and go into the street, which is called Straight,
Right?
and inquire in the house of Judas
Right?
for one called
So
Saul
he was telling this to Ananias. Go ahead.
of Tarsus.
Right?
For behold, he prayeth, and hath seen in a vision a man named Ananias
Go ahead.
coming in,
Right?
and putting his hand on him,
Go ahead.
that he might receive his sight.
Go ahead.
Then Ananias answered, Lord,
Right?
I have heard by many of this man how much evil he hath done to thy saints at Jerusalem.
Right. You see that? Ananias was like, yo, I heard about this cat. I ain't trying to deal with him. Right? I heard about the evil that he had done. Go ahead.
And how he have authority from the chief priest.
Yeah, go ahead. Like he got not only is he just a straight killer, but he has the authority to round up Jews or to kill on the spot from the high priest. Go ahead.
To bind all that call on thy name.
Go ahead.
But the Most High said unto him, Go thy way.
He said what?
Go thy way.
No, this was Yahushua. It wasn't the Most High. He said, remember, this is red letter. He said, go thy way. Go ahead.
Go thy way, for he is a chosen vessel.
Right. Go do what I want you to do. Concerning him, he's a chosen vessel. I know what he's done in the past, but it's going to be all good. Read on.
Unto me,
Uh-huh.
to bear my name before the Gentiles.
Wait, to do what?
Bear my name.
So Saul was no longer going to bear his own name. He now was going to bear the name of Yahweh Shai and the Most High. So he had to change. His whole persona was going to be changed. You talking about celebrity makeover? Here it was. He went from RuPaul's drag queen to a man of the Most High.
Wow.
He went from straight killer to a man of the Lord. That killer was still in him though, and he needed that. He needed that lack of fear because he was still having to come up against hard-headed ass people. So he needed to have that lack of fear and that lack of quit and backing down to be able to accomplish his mission. But the point was, read that point one more time.
To bear my name.
To bear my name. So he was no longer going to carry his wicked name or the evil that he was known for. He was going to bear my name. Read.
Before the Gentiles.
Right, and this is what we got to adopt and understand. What name are we bearing? What name are we carrying? You still trying to be Joe Blow from the world? Oh, that's my homie such and such from up the block. We used to kick rocks and play jacks together. Or you trying to be known as, oh, you know what? The righteous, respectable. I'm a one-eyed czar. Magana War. We got to get you a Hebrew name. Right? It's time. Right? But what are we trying to build? Because you can't be the nigger from up the block with a Hebrew name. You can't be still looked at. I'll never forget that. I remember when I left Colorado. Before I left Colorado, I still hung out with the bros. Me and one of the brothers, Demaya Gabar, we were like inseparable. And we always together, man. And up until I left. And when I left, I was out here for a good maybe 6, 7, 8 months. And I had to go back to Colorado to handle some business. You know, sometimes you got to go handle some license stuff or a little bill you ain't paid. You know, I dipped out, so I didn't care about all that. But I was like, let me go handle these things so they don't catch up. So I hit him up. I'm like, man, let's go grab a beer. Let's eat some wings. So we were hanging out, and he was just kind of just staring at me. You know, like, what's up? It was me, my rib. It was him, his rib, kids, and he was just looking at me. I'm like, he's looking at me like puzzled, and I'm like, what's up? And he's like, man, you changed. And I was like, good or bad? I just said good or bad. He's like, good. So you're like a different dude. And I'm like, okay, that's good. That's good because it's no different than Paul. You bear one name, but then now you're trying to bear another name. So I couldn't go back to Colorado, super Israelite thug, gangster, killer for Christ, but still be doing the same things I was doing out there. You know, and it's little things that I had to change and see, like the drinking. Right? I like to drink just like the next man. But it would get a little excessive. Right? Where, I don't want to say how excessive. I never did nothing bad. I never got into no craziness, no accident, nothing to that level. But I knew within myself that it was too much. So even before I left Colorado, I put myself on a drinking limit. When I go out, 2 beer limit. That's it. 2 drink limit. That's it. And that carried over for years. So now when I go back and I'm like, 2 beers and I'm good, but they still drinking 7, 8, 9, 15 beers, could barely get up off the bar stool. And they looking at me like, oh, okay, damn, there's something different about this guy. He's not drinking and adding folly to more folly. Right. But why? Whose name am I trying to carry? The old drunken me or the renewed me in the knowledge of Christ? So it's the same thing with Paul. Right? It's the same thing. He said, Yahweh Shai say he gonna bear my name. He ain't gonna do those things that he did in the name of the high priest or in the name of whatever chief priest was around at that time. Right? Go ahead.
To bear my name before the Gentiles and kings and the children of Yasharallah.
Go ahead.
For I will show him how great things he must suffer for my name's sake.
Right. Now jump down to verse 19.
Verse 19. And when he had received meat, he was strengthened. There was Saul certain days with the disciples which were at Damascus.
Right, go ahead.
And straightway he preached Yahushai in the synagogue.
Read.
That he is the son of Yahweh.
Go ahead.
But all that heard him were amazed.
What were they amazed at? Go ahead.
And said,
Read.
Is not this he that destroyed them which called on this name in Jerusalem?
Right. See, everybody was trying to go back to his past.
Con.
Like, Dad, wasn't he the nigga that was killing people just for even saying what he's saying now? Just for even breathing the name?
Yep.
Wasn't he taking cats out? Like, is this the same Saul? Hold up. What's going on here? And what do they do, though? They use that as occasion to run him off the block. Wait, hold up, bro. Just 6 months ago, you was going against us for saying this. So what changed? Are you a hypocrite? Are you in about that life? Oh, you a spy?
Yep.
Go ahead.
And came hither for that intent,
Go ahead.
that he might bring them bound unto the chief priests.
Go ahead.
But Saul increased the more in strength.
Wait, he did what?
Increased the more.
He kept building that good name. He increased more in strength. It didn't mean that he went to the gym and start bulking up. Like, nigga, where's my weight gainer and whey protein?
Mm-hmm.
No. He increased, like I said, that the boy waxed strong in the spirit.
Yep.
And it talked about Yahushai. Saul, being Paul, increased more in the spirit of the new name, of the new cross that he was bearing. That new man, read.
And confounded the Jews which dwelt at Damascus.
Go ahead.
Proving that this is very Hamashiach.
Right, so he was able to prove things. Read on.
And after that many days were fulfilled,
Right.
the Jews took counsel to kill him.
Right, you see that? Because why? Wait a minute. Wait, hold on. Just 5 minutes ago, bro, you was trying to kill us. So now they use that as an occasion. They use his old name as an occasion, but what was the problem with the people? What were they missing? What were they not looking at? What were they caught up in?
They were caught up in grudges and vengeance.
That? What else?
His past.
They were caught up in his past, man, and not looking at presently what he was doing.
Right.
They weren't looking at presently how he carried himself and presently what he spoke. Right? So from there, go to I'm kind of just go to Matthew 7. I'm just throwing these in here because they're hitting my brain now.
Con.
I haven't had a chance to really sit down with this one. They're just coming to me right now. Go to Matthew 7. We want 7. Let's see.
16.
Go to Matthew 7 and 16.
Matthew chapter 7 verse 16. Ye shall know them by their fruits.
Wait, so they weren't looking at Saul's fruits. Well, let's be real. What fruits did he really have? He just started, right? Like, no man plants a seed in the ground and it grows tomorrow.
Right.
Right? So they didn't see the fruits of his labor. I'll give him that credit. They didn't see the fruits. They didn't understand where Paul was coming from. Go ahead.
Do men gather grapes of thorns?
Right?
Or figs of thistles?
Right?
Even so, every good tree bringeth forth fruit, bringeth forth good fruit.
Right. So, I'll give the people a pass at this time. They couldn't see what Paul was going to bring forth. But let's look at our time. A lot of us are still bringing forth the thistles. You've been redunged as a new tree. You've been put in a whole different plot of land. You've been dug up, uprooted out of that nonsense and put into a different soil. And some of us are still doing what? The same thing you were doing in the other land, in the other soil. You still coming with thistles and thorns. And those thistles and those thorns is the bad fruit, the negative works. You're around the good trees now. So people are looking like, well, okay, you're around them, but you don't abandon us for them brothers, right? Ain't that how your family thinks? Like, you abandon us for them, right? So show us something.
Right.
Show me something. They might as well say that. Show me something then. But they ain't gotta say that. All they gotta do is look at you and say, "Oh, he's still lazy as hell. Oh, he's still want to argue, right? I can easily get him into argue. He's easily manipulated, right? So all I gotta do is just mention some old stuff, and all of a sudden he's still getting to his feelings, right? He's still irresponsible. I go through all the list. They looking at it. You ain't gotta say nothing. You're already showing them through your actions, through the fruits that you're bringing forth. Read.
But a corrupt tree,
Right.
bringing forth evil fruit.
Yeah, a corrupt tree bringing forth evil fruit. So some of us, no matter how much we try to reverse the negatives, I ain't gonna front. Some of us are just corrupt. Let's be real. Some cats, some brothers, some sisters, they're just a corrupted root. Two-thirds ain't making it, man.
They gotta.
Somebody got to be a two-third, right?
So true.
Somebody got to be a two-third. Somebody got to be the Judas. The whole point is you don't have to be corrupt. Some of us just choose corruption. No matter what situation is set up for you, no matter where you've been taken from and put in, you're like, nah, I don't want to be what I should be. I want the thorns and thistles. Read.
A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit.
See, a good tree can't bring forth evil fruit. Go ahead.
Neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit.
Go ahead.
Every tree that bringeth not forth good fruit
Go ahead.
is hewn down.
Is what?
Hewn down.
Yeah, at some point, this man or this woman is going to get cut down in their tracks. No matter how much you try to hide at home, no matter how much you try to kick back and not be around, no matter what, your works are going to show what they are.
Yep.
The Most High said he'll put everything on blast. I'm using Jake terminology, right? Most High said he's going to put you on blast. Yep. That his eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding the ways of man, even the most secret parts. He's going to put you on blast no matter if you try to hide or not. No matter if you're around or not.
That's true.
So if you got the damn coke spirit on you, or if you got the drug spirit on you or the drinking spirit on you, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm done with that. I'm in the Bible now. I'm in the scriptures now. But then somehow that demon still pops up around you. You might have not put that down. And you may have to evaluate or reevaluate how you're moving. Because hiding ain't going to change it. The scriptures say, watch, read on.
And cast into the fire.
Read verse 20.
Wherefore, by their fruits.
By their what?
By their fruits.
Another word for fruits is works, man. Fruits are a product of your work. Fruits are a product of the labor you've put in. So, if you studying, reading, I'm diligent. You ain't got to tell me, because guess what? I can't prove that. I'm not in the room with you when you're I'm studying. Next on Law and Order, right? You sitting there watching damn sitcoms and Game of Thrones, and you know what I'm saying? Dexter,
Stuck on Pornhub.
Yeah, you sitting there watching pornography.
Right.
But I was studying last night. Con, sir. Con, brother. Like, I'm going to believe you. I'm going to take you at your word. Right? Because my whole thing is not to think a negative thought about a person right off the top.
Right.
But guess what's going to happen?
You reveal yourself.
You reveal yourself when it's time to prove your works. When your works, your study gets proven. If studying is a fruit of my labor, or if studying is the labor, what is the fruit of that labor? Isn't it wisdom, knowledge, and understanding? God.
Great question, yeah.
So your wisdom is going to be tried. Your knowledge and your understanding of what you studied is going to be tried.
That's so true.
So, I've been studying. Okay, I break down Revelations 1 and 13. Wait, I thought you said that you were deep with the angels floating around you Hamashiach was above the angels. The Most High was above Yahushua and the angels. But y'all were all gathered together in the room. And you had the holy oracles. You had the Urim and the Thummim.
They was lit
glowing.
up. They was lit.
The chest plate was dancing like a disco ball. You had David, Moses, Solomon giving you the oracles.
God.
You had Abraham teaching you Hebrew. You had Jacob breaking down the history. You had all this going on that night.
He was reading.
You had all that and it was all happening in ancient Hebrew. Right? It was all, you was floating in paleo. And it's like, okay, well, break this down. Like, okay, it's time for you to go up and teach. And it's just a sweat stain pouring down your head because you're nervous.
Singling me out.
And yeah, it's like, but I thought you were studying. When it was time for, okay, it's your time. You're up next. You've been studying. You got to show your work. The scriptures say your work is going to be revealed by fire. Right? But if you get burned up in the trial of, well, let's prove what you've read and understood, then that means that you proved that you built your name. You built your name. Well, I was studying. Were you? Okay, well then now we got to go back and reevaluate how you studied, what you studied, when you studied, what were you doing while you studied? You see what I'm saying? When you start to build up a name, and if it keeps happening, man, what'd you do last night? I had all the books open, and they all levitated by themselves. All my books levitated because I was in the spirit. My apocrypha had turned its own pages and added its own precepts.
The hidden books were revealed.
All the Dead Sea Scrolls came to life. The books of Adam and Eve, Jubilees, it explained itself. Enoch broke itself down. And you're like, damn, Barakatah Yahweh, that's powerful. Well, guess what? Next week, you're going to street teach. And then when it's time, it's like, what you got? You start panting and breathing heavy. It's like, whoa, hold on. I thought, okay. Thought you was studying.
Right.
Thought you was in there. See, you're going to build that name. You're going to be that guy that's a BSer.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you're going to be the guy that placed I was studying, but you was studying anime or Batman or whatever cats look at online. Yeah, you watching sports and all that stuff?
Yeah, man, I got a little story on that, man.
Wait, your books floated?
No.
Okay, I'm about to say, wait a minute. Hold up.
It was about a job, man. Me and a friend of mine, man, we went out to get work. So we got hired on the spot, man. They was like working on the roofing and stuff. It's like, so you could be a helper. You're gonna get say $8.50 an hour. This is way back in the day. He said, unless you got experience and stuff, then you get 15. I was like, oh man, yeah, I got experience and everything. Man.
You wanted that 15?
Yeah, I wanted the 15 an hour. He was like, well, okay, yeah, you set up, you got the 15.
That's damn near double.
He said, man, come on, let's go up on the roof. He said, oh, you know how to mop? I said, oh yeah, I know how to mop. Man, that dude gave me this mop was probably from here to one truck. Hot tar. Like 1,000-some degrees. Man, I held that tar. He said, man, give me that mop. You don't know what the hell you doing. Go over there and start sweeping. You make it 850. Yeah.
But that's how brothers be when it comes to the knowledge.
Right.
That's how ribs be acting. Like I know what the Bible says. Then okay, then do it. Then do it. How come you don't do it?
I'm smart.
I'm smart. I'm intelligent. It didn't take that away from you, but you show your lack of intelligence. What I'm trying to show us is that we build our own reputation based off of the vain things that come out of your mouth. Yeah, I'm doing this and I'm doing that. Okay, well then guess what? That's going to be proven at some point. At some point, you're going to be required to show what you've been doing. So I don't got to be there for your studies. I don't got to be there. It's going to be proven at some time when I say, hey, okay, what you got for street speak? Oh, you know what? I'll make it even easier for you. Just do Color of Christ. Or just do Deuteronomy 28. Or just do this. Or just do that. Make it easy, right?
Yep.
And you got it 3 weeks in advance. And you go over the same street speak in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks in a row. It's going to show. Are you improving? Are you getting better? are you the same? You see what I'm saying? So in verse 20, wherefore by their fruits ye shall know them. What's that, sis? He's going to tell you where we at. Read it again.
Matthew chapter 7, verse 20.
Uh-huh.
Wherefore, by their fruits.
By their fruits, by the product of their work, you'll know what a person is. By the product of your work, you'll be known. Your name will be established by your fruit. Oh, you such and such boy, ain't you? Right? Didn't they do that back in the day? Like, you be rolling with your pops, or you such and such boy, right? Because of the way you moved, or your demeanor, or your characteristics. They did that to Christ. Aren't you Joseph's son? The son of the, aren't you? Wait, are you Jesus, the son of the carpenter? Joseph.
When he went back to his hometown.
Yeah. Right? They did it to Saul. Wait a minute. This is Saul? Wait, Saul over here prophesying with the prophets? But aren't you Saul, the son of such and such, the Benjamite? The retarded little kid? The covetous one? Aren't you? Right? Like, damn.
Covetous.
Yeah. But aren't you Saul, the nigga that was killing us? Saul, but Paul was repaving a new name. So, what name are we paving? Right? What's the next point that we going to? What's the name that we're paving, right? Or what name have you built in the eyes of man and the Most High?
Now, just going on the definition.
I know. It's all good.
Just going on the definition of your reputation, right? It says the reputation is the overall quality or characteristic as seen or judged by other people in general. Give me Exodus chapter 18 and verse 19. Now, this is the point in Exodus when Moses, he needed other people that would be in the same mind as him, other righteous men. But he hadn't been in Egypt in 40 years, and now he's coming back, and he's just being around Israel like that. He don't know who's who. He don't know what name a person has for themselves. Read.
Exodus chapter 18, verse 19.
Go ahead.
Hearken now unto my voice, and I will give thee counsel.
So this is where Jethro was telling Moses, hey, go pick you out men that will help you in what you're doing, so you're not showing the whole burden. Read.
And the Most High shall be with thee.
Go ahead.
And be thou for the people to God word, that thou mayest bring the causes to the Most High.
Read on.
And thou shalt teach them ordinances and laws.
Now, he says you're going to teach these men these ordinances and laws. But he can't just teach any old body, because not any old body is going to receive it. These men have to be known for something. It's just like us in here. Some of us had bad past, but there was always something about you that wanted to be better than what you were. And people seen that in you. Like if you were in the gang, you were that one gang member that didn't want to always fight. So if there was something going down, you might try to, hey man, we can't be like this. Break it up. You was the one breaking up the fights. Or something was too excessive, man. You were like, hey man, we shouldn't do that. You were the one that was the sensible one, even though you were in the lifestyle. You had to have some type of reputation amongst the ones that you were with. Read on.
And shall show them the way wherein they must walk.
Go ahead.
And the work that they must do.
Read.
Moreover, thou shalt provide out all the people able men.
Read.
Such as fear God.
So these were able men, able to handle the task, able to learn and receive the instructions from Moses, and to accomplish what was needed to accomplish. Read.
Men of truth.
Read.
Hating covetousness.
Men of truth, hating covetousness. So, but Moses not being around the congregation like that in so many years, how does he know How did he know who hated covetousness? How did he know men of truth? Read.
And place such over them to be rulers of thousands.
How did he know this man was worthy to be a ruler of thousands? Well, Moses had to ask around. He had to find out the stats of these men. He had to observe and see who people looked at as someone, to be honest, someone that hated covetousness. Moses, he didn't just, the Most High could have just revealed and said, that man, and start dropping names. Scripture didn't say that. Moses, by deductive reasoning, Moses had to find out who were these types of men. What was their reputation? What is this man known for? Read on.
And rulers of hundreds, rulers of 50s, and rulers of 10s.
So that he can know how much he can put on this man. How much can this man deal with? What is he known for? Does he have a large household? He's known for dealing with multiple issues. Let's make him officer of 1,000. Let me teach him up in the scriptures and make him officer of 1,000. Oh, you know what? He's good amongst his local community, and he deals with his neighbors and his friends and helps solve problems. Let me make him officer of 100. You know, Moses had to discern based off of these men's reputation. I'll give you another example, another biblical example. Give me 1 Samuel chapter 16 and verse 17. And this is going to go into David. How the Most High viewed David and how people viewed David. This is before he became king. Who got it?
Go ahead.
No, go. You got it. Read it.
1 Samuel chapter 16, verse 17.
Go ahead.
And Saul said unto his servants, Provide me now a man that can play well, and bring him to me.
So Saul at this point was just talking about he wanted somebody that can play the harp well. Who's known for that?
David.
David was known for that. He had a reputation of being able to play. He had skills like that. Read.
Then answered one of the servants and said, Behold, I have seen a son of Jesse, the Bethlehemite, that is cunning in playing, and a mighty valiant man.
So he said, hold on. I know this brother over here. He got a reputation of being able to pluck them strings on that harp. He's cold with it. He like, you know, he know how to pluck them strings. But not only that, he's a valiant man. This is a mighty man. His reputation proceeded just from one zone. It wasn't just in one zone. He wasn't just known for being able to instrumentally or musically inclined. He wasn't just known for being musically inclined. He was known for being a valiant man of war. Read.
And a man of war.
Go ahead.
And prudent in matters.
He was prudent in matters. He had discretion. He knew how to deal. And this is a report that one of Saul's men is giving to him about David. So that means this man has heard these things about David. This was David's name preceding him. It wasn't just amongst his friends and his homies. People felt this way about him. It went from his close knit circle to people outside of his circle. It's like how they say, your name precedes you. It went forth before him. People knew about him because guess what? I deal with him, but we don't all deal with the exact same people. So when you guys deal with the people that's outside of the people that I deal with, and I come up, my name comes up for some reason, well then those people that are outside of me know about me now. And then so on and so forth. It just multiplies. And that's how it was with David. Read on.
And the comely person.
He handsome too. Sharp looking brother. Clothes stay ironed. Shoes on point. Hair on point. Beard on point. Read.
And the Lord is with him.
Not only was it said that men knew these things about him, it said, to top it all off, icing on the cake, the Most High is with this man. There's no way that this man rose like this and the Most High is not with him. So that was seen on the outside. It wasn't like David was going around trying to tell people, yeah, I'm a mighty man. Look at me. Yokes. I'm mighty. Or like, hey, look, I read. I just want to tell you guys that I read last night. I read last night and I did push-ups.
Yeah. Wow reading.
Wow readings. Because I'm just valiant. And then you do the thumbs up and smile and you get the little ching. You know? David wasn't doing these things. He was just himself. In all sincerity. Just himself. The way the Most High was pleased with him. And people were able to recognize him for his character, for his name. I'll give you another one. Give me 1 Chronicles chapter 28 and verse 4. 1 Chronicles chapter 28 and verse 4. And we're getting into another biblical figure that was also known for many things. And these are when it pertains to righteousness. His righteousness preceded his close-knit circle. People knew who he was. Read.
1 Chronicles chapter 28 verse 4.
Go ahead.
Howbeit, the Lord God of Israel chose me before all the house of my father to be king.
Okay, so I'm gonna just give it up. This is talking about Solomon. He's like, how is it that the Most High chose me over all these other people, over the whole house of my father? Why me? Well, his name, he had a name. He had a name for himself before the Most High. Because the Most High knew what he did in secret. The Most High knew what he did when other people weren't watching. Most High knew what kind of thoughts rode around in his mind. It wasn't like he just put on an outward front. It was in him. Read.
Over Yasharallah forever.
Go ahead.
For he hath chosen Judah to be the ruler, and the house of Judah, the house of my father, and among the sons of my father, he liked me to make me king over all Yasharallah.
So even in just that little discourse, he said he chose Judah. Judah is no longer alive at this moment. Judah's dead and gone. But Judah's name preceded him. His name went on from generation, it goes on from generation to generation. He said the Most High chose Judah and chose me out of Judah to continue.
And you know what's called even about that? Whose name was it? Whose name was the cause of the Most High even wanting to deal with Judah? Whose name? Who was that man?
David.
David. He had a good name with the Most High.
Yep.
He said because it's only because of David that Judah had any dealings in the kingdom, or at that time in the temple, and that the Most High even dealt with 2.5 because of David. Because of David, he said, for your name's sake.
Yep.
You see that? So David's good name kept the posterity of those 3 tribes going. Go ahead.
Verse 5. And of all my sons, for the Most High have given me many sons.
So, just think about that. He just says, the Most High gave me many sons. He didn't pick the eldest. The eldest son wasn't the son that became king. Because all the birthrights supposed to go to the firstborn, right?
Yeah.
God. But it didn't. It went to the firstborn of wisdom. It went to the firstborn of a righteous name. It went, and I'm not saying he was the firstborn ever, but in the family. Because all the other brothers was on some wicked stuff. Killing, sleeping with their sister, defiling the concubines. All the brothers was on some type of wickedness. But this one right here, this son, he had a name for himself that was above the names of his brothers. Read on.
He have chosen Solomon, my son, to sit upon the throne of the kingdom of the Lord over Yasharallah.
Chose Solomon. And it wasn't just because he was the only one that didn't go all the way into the wickedness. He had works behind what he did too. The Most High seen the way he dealt, and people around him knew the way he dealt. He rode in the same spirit as his father did, but minus the killing. Minus the war.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
Con.
Yeah.
Read on.
And he said unto me, Solomon thy son, he shall build my house and my courts. For I have chosen him to be my son, and I will be his father.
The Most High, out of the litter. Like you ever see a dog have a bunch of puppies, and then, someone's coming, and they're like, hey, yeah, I got all these puppies, you want to buy one? You're like, you look at them. And it's like, you inspect. It's like, which one do you want? Yeah, I like the way this one is spotted. Oh, this one comes to me. It seems like he'll listen more than the other ones. Solomon had these characteristics about him that, now, you got to know something about a characteristic. When you have innate characteristics, you're going to do it regardless.
That's true.
You're not going to just put up a front when you're around certain people. You're going to be that way all the time. That will always show them through.
Second nature.
It'll be second nature or first nature because you just do it.
Sorry about that.
So Solomon, as growing up, he had this reputation with the Most High. The heightened level of wickedness that his brothers declared. That's like, out of everyone, this my man right here. Look at.
Yeah,
He was supposed to be the man.
Yeah.
This one was supposed to get it.
Adonijah,
Come.
he was supposed to get it. Adonijah was before Solomon. Nope, he didn't get it. You had who slept with David's concubines? Absalom.
I would say Absalom.
He was born before Saul. Saul was like the sixth. Solomon was the sixth son, I believe, out of David's sons, it's either the sixth or the fourth, but he wasn't the first.
Come.
But why did he get chosen by the Most High? It was the name.
Come.
Go ahead.
And again, we're dealing with both sides here. We got the righteous. The Most High knows the works of the righteous, the dealings. You know when people say, oh, God knows my heart. Well, God knew these men's heart. And that's why the Most High set them up to where they were. Because he knew their hearts. But he also knows the heart of the fool. Yeah, the foolish Christian that's talking about, oh, God knows my heart. Oh, yeah, love everybody. Oh, yeah, you know what? God is the God of all, and we all going to be in heaven. What is the Bible talking about when it comes to the nations serving you? That we all in heaven.
Right.
What nations? Oh, well, it's talking about the wicked. The wicked's going to go to hell. Well, you just said everybody going to heaven. Okay, so if the wicked going to hell and the righteous going to heaven, and so what, the righteous is going to serve the righteous in bondage and servitude? Lie. It don't make sense.
Yeah.
So the Most High even knows the heart of a fool. Give me Acts chapter 19 and verse 13. Acts chapter 19 and verse 13. And we're going to go into some of these foolish traits and attributes, the foolish name that people have gotten, brothers have gotten amongst the nation and with the Most High. Read.
Acts chapter 19, verse 13.
Go ahead.
Then certain of the
Vagabond.
vagabond Jews, exorcists, took upon them to call over them which had evil spirits the name of the Lord.
So you can already see the label that they had on them. They were vagabonds. These brothers just went place to place to place to place to place to place. They was probably trying to live at other brothers' house and suck up their resources too. They were vagabonds. But it says they were exorcists. So they doing like the power of Christ compels thee. And they like smushing the menorah on the forehead. You know, these was those Jews. They had, so that was their name. That was their reputation. Read on.
Yahushai saying, we adjure you by Yahushai, whom Paul preacheth.
So they wanted some kind of notation. And so guess what? When they were trying to cast out demons, they were name dropping. The power of Paul in the name of Christ that I heard about compels you. I was like, hold on, bro. Are you really about that? Because you got a third party the power instead of first party the power. Because what they say, it says, we adjure you by Jesus Christ whom Paul preached. Read on.
Verse 14. And there were 7 sons of the Siva, a Jew and chef of the priests.
Chief of the priests.
Chief of the priests, which did so.
Go ahead.
Verse 15. And the evil spirit answered and said, Yahushai, I know.
So this evil spirit says, because they're exorcists, right? They casting out demons. They doing the stuff that you see on the movie The Exorcist and all these spooky movies. They the ones that do that. And the demon spoke back. He said, well, hold on. I know Yahushai. I know that. I know that man.
That name rings bells.
He rings bells. He got a reputation.
His name rings bells every Sunday morning.
Khan.
Right? For you Christians.
To you Christians. Read.
And Paul, I know.
I know Paul, because this man, he been going hard for the Most High in Christ. I know this guy too.
Because he comes in the name of Christ.
He comes in the name of Christ. The name of Christ is proceeded through him, which also makes his name proceed. His characteristics. I know about this dude. Read.
But who are ye?
Man, who is you?
I don't know your name.
I don't know you.
What your name is?
What you known for? What have you done?
I'm Mike John. No, I'm just
Yeah, he's like, man, who's you? I don't know you. You ain't got no name. You don't got no cred.
You won't know.
Your credibility is zero. Your credit score is negative. With me, I don't know you.
Not welcome.
You got no reputation. You got no, you don't have a good name. I don't know you for nothing. Who is you? You don't even have a name for being foolish. But actually, amongst the people, he did. They did. But this evil spirit was like, bruh, I don't know you to be anybody respectable. Read on.
And the man in whom the evil spirit was leaped on them and overcame them.
So that spirit started laying hands. Started doing all the WWE wrestling moves, pile driver, DDTs, body slams, jumped off the top of the table. Ha! You know,
Tables, ladders, and chairs.
table ladders and chair match.
Damn.
And it was all one-sided.
feet.
God. And you know like how they try to get up and run away, and they grab him by the foot, like lift him up and throw him back against the ropes, and then clothesline him.
Right.
Bro,
Turn
this
the
is
house upside down.
This is what the demon was doing to these brothers.
Right.
Going in. He was like, he had no respect.
Right.
Bro, you don't have a name for me to respect.
Ooh.
You're nobody to me. You're nothing. Read.
And prevailed against them,
So he prevailed against them. Go ahead.
so that they fled out of the house naked and wounded.
They were what?
Naked and wounded.
They got beat so bad
Ashamed.
and ashamed.
They were ashamed naked.
Come on,
But they probably beat their damn clothes off of him.
bro.
Beat him out of his boxers.
Look, man, all y'all have seen hood fights or been in some fights and girls fighting or the guys fighting, and they shirt is like half ripped off, and clothes ripped, shoes gone. If it's the women, the earrings, the eyelashes, the weave,
Knots on the forehead.
knots on the forehead. It said they were naked and wounded, so you can tell that he just got his butt whipped bad. Not just an average whipping where it looked like it could have went either way. No.
You got punched out of your clothes.
That nigga so hard.
Turning the juice. God.
That's what happened with these guys.
And let me just correct myself. Solomon was the 10th son of David. 10th son of David. There was 9 brothers before Solomon. Wow.
Oh yeah.
And 1 sister.
So Solomon's like, man, I got picked out of the litter. But yeah, he sent them out naked and wounded. Read on.
And this was known to all the Jews and Greeks.
Well, it said this was known. So imagine that. Imagine being that guy. No, it was like at first you were just known as the vagabond that was moving around, and you were saying that you were casting out demons and stuff like that.
Right.
But now to add on top of that, you're the vagabond exorcist that got his tail whipped, beat so bad that he had to run away naked.
Right.
It says it was known amongst the Jews. His name, this incident that happened, is just going to follow him now. Because I tell you, you tell him, he tells her. Everybody's talking about this. And that's how your name is getting out there.
And can I just say something even about this story when the Spirit said, Paul I know and Christ I know. What did the Spirit know about them? Why would that evil spirit make that statement concerning what was it about Paul and Yahushua? Right. It was their works, the righteous works that they were already doing. So they wasn't coming in the name of fronting. Mm-hmm. Like we gonna be beast on one end, but then we gonna try to exorcise demons over here. But we know about Christ.
Yep.
He about that work. We know about Paul. He's about that suffering. So when he commands us to come up out of a person, guess what we gonna do? We gonna beg to go in something else. Remember, it said this spirit leaped on him. So it had to be already exorcised out of somewhere. You see that? Yeah, it's a spirit. Yahushua, I know. This might have been a spirit that dealt with one of those lunatics or one of them, the little boy that was pulling them kids. Remember, he said, what's your name? Yahushua rolled up on that demon. He said, what's your name? He said, Legion, because we are many. This could have been one of those many spirits that seen the power of Christ. Remember, when Yahushua rolled up on these demons, on these people that were possessed, the demon would ask, what do we have to do with you?
Yeah.
Before he spoke a word. He's like, we don't want no, like, look, we good. We don't want that smoke. But you, nigga, you a faker. Right. You a vagabond. You playing priest. You got demons on you. You got a demon in you. So how can you command us anything? Right. We know your name. Mm-hmm. It's lack of faith. It's lack of commitment. It's lack of diligence. It's double-minded. That's the names you bear. So guess what? We just gonna whoop your ass across this room and show you that we have no fear. Yeah. And that's what happened. Yeah. Right? Go ahead.
I got another example. Give me 1 Samuel chapter 25 and verse 3.
I got beat down, bro.
Yeah, man, that's such a hilarious story to me. It's like you could just imagine Smokey.
The crazy part was it was 7-1.
That's awesome.
It was one demon
Yeah.
on 7 cats just
Yeah.
doing his best Jet Li impersonation. just acting like Jason Statham up in there, bro. Just
Right.
ripping cats.
God.
Cause you might have seen me in the streets, but nigga, you don't know me.
I don't know.
You don't know me, but I know you. I know you, and remember the spirit. It says, "Try the spirit by the spirit." That spirit recognized that in those 7 men, what the belief wasn't there, the conviction wasn't there. Not in one of those men to cast out that demon. Why? Because you know them by their works. You know them by the fruit they bear.
Yep.
Go ahead.
1 Samuel 7:25. Excuse me. 1 Samuel 25 and 3. Excuse me.
1 Samuel chapter 25 and verse 3.
Go ahead.
Now the name of the man was Nabal.
All right, so we going into Nabal. Nabal, he got a name for himself. He got different attributes that he brought out. Read.
And the name of his wife, Abigail.
She got attributes. She got a name for herself. Let's find out what kind of name the scriptures has for these 2 individuals. Read.
And she was a woman of good understanding.
Okay, so Abigail is known to be a woman of good understanding. She's obedient. You can tell her something, and she'll get what you're saying. You don't have to go through a million different scriptures for her to understand what you're talking about. You don't have to give her a million different examples for her to get what you're talking about. So she was a woman of understanding. You know, she wasn't hard-headed. She wasn't rebellious. She wasn't haughty. She wasn't like the independent sister. I know everything. I grew up. I was the oldest one in my family, and I had to take care of all the younger ones. So I know what I'm doing. And yeah, she wasn't doing her head like a bobblehead every time she talked. You know. So she was of good understanding. Read.
And of a beautiful countenance.
She looked good. Read.
But the man.
Okay, so we got Abigail because the scriptures first started said there was now the name of the man was Nabal. So it started off with Nabal, and then said Abigail, but then it went to Abigail's attributes and saved him for the kicker. It said, but the man though. It says she's of good understanding, but the man though. What kind of name does the man got? Read.
Churlish.
This fool is churlish. Read.
And evil in his doings.
Yeah, it says his doings, everything he was doing, he was evil with it, churlish with it, irate with it. Think about how they portray Samuel what's the dude that played in Avengers?
Samuel L. Jackson.
Samuel Jackson. Samuel L. Jackson. He's always the one that's yelling. He's always the one yelling. He's always the one saying "M.F.er." That's his catchphrase.
That's his moniker.
That's his moniker.
That's
M.F.er.
That's what he's known by.
That's what he's known by.
That's why Dave Chappelle did that skit. That's why he did that skit. Remember Dave Chappelle? He did that Samuel L. Jackson.
Right.
The beer skit.
Yeah.
He's like, why are you always yelling? He said, I'm not yelling. This is how I talk. Right.
But that was Nabal. Nabal was just churlish, period. In all his doings. He was known. He was known amongst his subjects. He was known amongst people outside of his kingdom. What's up?
I got a definition for churlish.
Bring it out, brother.
Churlish. Rude. Surly. Austere. Sullen. Rough in temper. Unfeeling. Uncivil. Selfish. Narrow-minded. Avaricious. Unpliant. Unyielding.
Unyielding.
Cross-grained. Harsh. Unmanageable. Hard, firm.
Yeah, see that, and that's why you use Samuel Jackson because that's how he's played in these movies.
Right.
He's like that guy. He's the churlish guy. He's the one that's irate. He's the one that's hard. He's the one that's always yelling.
Yep.
So I said he was churlish in all his doings. So he was known for this. Jump to verse 23.
Verse 23.
Go ahead.
And when Abigail saw David, she hastened and lightened off the ass and fell before David on her face and bowed herself to the ground.
Okay, so if you haven't read the story, I would recommend that you guys go back and read it. It's a very good story. He was gonna smash Nabal because of his churlishness, because his roughness and his dealings with David. So David was hot, but the wife of good understanding was coming back to say, hey, you know what? Let me spit on the fire. Let me subdue the anger of this man so we all don't die. And when you read through the story, you can see the attributes of her and how she was the wife, but the men and the servants honored her and listened to her as though she was the husband. She directed them, and they were like, okay, cool, we're gonna do it. We'll do it. Because she had a name for herself. They knew that she had good understanding. Her reputation was known to come through. Read on.
And fell at his feet.
Go ahead.
And said, upon me, my Lord, upon me let this iniquity be.
Read.
And let thine handmaid, I pray thee, speak in thine audience and hear the words of thine handmaid.
So she's coming with this understanding. David don't know her, right? So David don't know her, but the servants that lighted up all the goods, they knew her. And now her reputation is exceeding right now because she's dealing with a new person and showing the same attributes that she has been showing. Read.
Let not my Lord, I pray thee, regard this man of Belial, even Nabal. For as his name is...
So, as his reputation is, read.
So is he.
It says, man, this guy's name says it all. He's churlish. Read.
Nabal is his name.
Go ahead.
And folly is with him.
Man.
This is really talking about him too.
Con.
So, see, y'all want to go there. Y'all don't want to go there. Go ahead.
Let's go there. Let's go there.
So, what we're seeing here is, and what brothers should be aware of is the name you build with your rib. Now, a lot of us have come into the truth with a wife, and some of us haven't. But think about the name you had with the wife before you got into the wisdom. And you're named by these things. Well, you would argue with her. You would cater to her emotions, right? Well, we don't go out like we used to.
Right.
We don't go out on dates anymore all the time. You don't spend enough time with us because you were known as the family man,
Right.
or what the world said a family man was, where you killed yourself at work 12 hours a day, and then you killed yourself at home for the rest of the time. Didn't get no sleep, right? You didn't have anything else to do but just work and family. But then now that you've been given a purpose, your purpose is being questioned because of the name that you built unknowingly, right? You built it in ignorance. The Sunday family man, right? Oh, every Sunday I got to be with the family because that's just tradition.
Or every Sunday I'm barbecuing.
Right. Or I'm always giving whatever free time that I have, it has to go to my family. And if not, then there's an issue. But now it's becoming an issue. Now the old name, just like Paul, just like Saul, right? That he was breathing out murders and slanders. Well, you were, simping a little bit, I use that. The simp guy, right? I remember the time when you used to just go along with everything,
Yep.
right? You never used to you just let me do whatever I wanted.
Yeah.
I remember when we used to celebrate Christmas together, right? And birthdays,
Yep.
right? You do all the I remember when.
Right.
But now you're like, nah, no Christmas, no birthdays.
Right.
Listen, order, structure, man, God, Christ, man, woman, child. Before it was woman, 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 all the kids, and then you were at the very bottom as the man.
You was underneath the dirt.
Yeah, you was like non-existent
Right.
until the big piece of chicken was cooked. Give daddy the big piece of chicken, right? That's the only thing. Like, give him his couch, the remote, and the big piece of chicken. That's all you were worth.
Yep.
But now you're like, no, wisdom, knowledge, understanding, structure, order in the house, kids get in order, rib, get in order, boom, boom, and you've changed.
I didn't sign up for that.
I didn't sign up for this, right? It wasn't like this before you met those brothers. Said all the things that Rib say that I've heard.
Con.
Ever since you've been hanging out with them, you're different. Yeah, you're right.
You don't show me love anymore.
But this is, yeah, you must not love me anymore. Now, you know what makes that even harder? Because you're changing and you're trying to bring her, and it's like, no, we're going to do this together. We're together. We're a team. Whoa, team, right? You're doing all that stuff, right? And where you bring back that old name is when you fall back into the old things you did. Where she'll throw something out, like, see, you're always doing stuff for them. And you're like, she's right. Why am I always doing stuff for them? You know what? I'm not doing stuff for them no more.
Right.
Dave, let's go to the movies. Right? You rip down all the new name you've been building up.
Yeah.
In one instance, in one misthought of her just doing what Job's wife did. Curse the Most High and die. And what did he say? He said, you speak as one of a foolish woman. Instead of putting her in her place or putting the situation in perspective, you ride with it and say, you know what? She might have a point there. And then guess what you do? You go right back into that old name.
Yeah.
And then it makes the process harder because now you got all the bricks you stacked up, you done knocked them down. Yeah. Now you got to go back and rebuild. Yeah. Then you get to a point and then because she's right. And then you're like, damn, and you never get nowhere. Yeah. You never get past this wall to build this wall up. Right. Because you get to a certain point and now I got to restart. Now I got to rebuild my name. And it gets harder. It gets harder and it gets more contentious. It gets more grievous. Yeah. Because now you got to make more of a stand. Yeah. And you got to go more extreme to show her, I'm about this life. But are you? Because in her mind, she's like, nigga, please. Watch. I'm going to say two things and you're going to be back wrapped around my little pinky finger. That's how. Trying to tell y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all. What I'm trying to say is the wall you're building, don't stop building it because something is trying to be interjected. That's against. Whatever you're building, keep building. Right. Against all odds, just keep building. It's going to make the building process go easy.
That's right.
Don't have to repave that road or repave that wall. You're doing yourself a disservice. Y'all see this?
Sir.
Right. Where you at?
Finish it out.
But I, thine handmaid, saw not the young man of my Lord, whom thou didst send.
All right, that's it on that. Give me First Maccabees chapter 5 and verse 56.
You're always with them. But, well, guess what? You could always be with them too. That's how I'd be like, well, we're supposed to be in this together, right? We supposed to both be with them. Right? And who we really being with? Them or Christ? Yeah. What are we following? Them or the Bible? Yeah, that's how you knock all that down and you'll see. Remember, you know them by the fruit that they bear. If their fruit is always to argue and to be contentious and to reject and rebel, then you know what you're dealing with. It's not hard. Again, I talked about being delusional earlier in the class. When a person tells you who they are, believe them. How do they tell you who they are? Through their actions and through the things that they say and then the actions that line up with it.
That's right.
So guess what?
Con.
They may not say, you know what? I ain't messing with that Bible stuff. But how do you know? Well, guess what? You go do Passover, nigga. I'm gonna go do Easter. You go celebrate Hanukkah, but I'm gonna be at this Christmas party with eggnog and jingle bells and folly. That's how you know. They ain't really gotta say too much.
Con.
You go do you, and I'll be over here doing what we used to do.
Wow.
That's how you know who's with you. And that's how you know when you gotta say, you know what, okay, this ain't gonna work.
Right.
Either we gonna follow the Bible or we gonna celebrate birthdays. I'm not gonna say names, but a brother had hit me up about that. His rib. She wanna celebrate the baby's birthday. He's like, we ain't on that. I'm like, okay, well, you gonna have to make a stand, and what are you gonna do? Are you gonna argue with her, go back and forth? Because if you celebrate the birthday, then guess what? You're gonna be doing birthday all the way till he's 18. Christmas, you about to dress him up for Easter and all the little Easter bunny pastel colors.
Anniversaries.
You're gonna be doing that. You're gonna be doing everything of the world.
Just don't show up.
You're gonna be doing everything in the world. So there has to be something set down to say, nah, we ain't doing that.
Yeah.
But there always has to be a mind that, wait a minute, if she's on that path and I'm on this path,
Right.
can two walk together? At least they be in agreement. At least they be agreed. No.
No.
So I got to start setting things up to not walk together.
Right.
I mean, it just is what it is. We can't be delusional to understand what the Bible says, that there's going to be separations.
Right.
And the sword is going to divide us because of our thought processes. Y'all see that? Sis, you had your hand up.
I stopped celebrating all of those, like Christmas and Easter and Halloween and Valentine. I stopped doing all that. But I didn't know we're not supposed to do like birthdays and anniversaries.
You can acknowledge an anniversary. You can acknowledge it, but think about how the world does things. It's it's our anniversary. They going out blowing $50 million and just going all the way to the extreme. No, you could acknowledge your anniversary with your wife or your husband. Yeah, we've been together 5 years. That's a beautiful thing. You acknowledge it. You might get her some flowers, or you might get him a nice gift, but you're not gonna go all out because it's our anniversary. Now the work stops. Birthdays we don't do. I did a whole class on birthdays because of, is it that we don't acknowledge a birthday, or do we not do the elements of the birthday? See, it's the elements that make up what the world says a birthday is. So we ain't blowing out candles. We ain't giving gifts. We're not doing that because we didn't do that in the Bible.
That's what I thought. Like I just, if I'm gonna give like my mom or somebody a gift, I just do it any day. I don't do
Right.
Mother's Day and all that.
Right. You can do it anytime. But do I not, like my son, if he turns 12, of course I'm gonna acknowledge his 12th birthday, because he's technically, scripturally, he's a man. You see what I'm saying? That's what the scriptures say. But, am I gonna go, oh, it's his birthday, now let's do this blown out birthday worldly celebration? No.
Well, no, I always hated
Yeah.
doing all that. That's why.
Yeah. But we acknowledge, I acknowledge my daughter just had a birthday in February. I did a whole happy birthday, and no, I didn't do all that. But hey, you're a year older. How you feel? Remember, look, you're getting older. You got to start looking at things a little different. That's when you get to have these talks with them. Like, look at the past year. Da 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 da. My son, he turned 7. Like, bro, you turned 7. Year of completion. Look, there's a lot of things you need to start understanding and not doing anymore. You're no longer a little baby or a little kid, so to speak. You're coming into these complete years. As another birthday comes, I'm gonna keep having these talks with him. But I don't do the happy birthday. My pop's birthday just passed. I'm not hitting nobody up talking about HBD with cakes and balloons. No. But do we acknowledge, can you acknowledge someone's birth? Hey, good to have you for another year. Barakatah Yahweh, you made it.
That's why I said.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. Damn, today's your birthday? Man, Barakatah Yahweh, you made it another year. Let's keep pushing for the next year. Nothing wrong with that. But to do the whole thing that they taught us in the world, nah, we don't do that.
The idolizing, the witchcraft.
Yeah, the whole witchcraft that's behind it. There's a lot of witchcraft, a lot of trickery. All the just even telling someone happy birthday, there's something behind that. There's a demonic chant behind that. Derek.
I got a question. So would that be the spirit warring against the flesh?
What do you mean? As far as what?
As far as we don't spend no time together. You need to take me out here, or we don't want.
That's definitely
stuff like we.
You're
spending too much time with the brothers.
That's definitely the spirit warring against the flesh. The scriptures say those that have wives be as though they have none. So if I'm busy and you're busy, then guess what? We're not looking at what time we're not spending together. We're looking at what are we trying to accomplish in the spirit, right? That's what we're looking at. So, like the ribs right now, what are they doing? They all gathered up till 3, 4 in the morning doing garments, right? So I may not have that boo time with my rib because she's up till 4 in the morning doing garments. But I'm doing what I got to do. I'm up early in the morning doing what I got to do. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not going to complain that, I'm not getting my normal boo time with you, right? I'm going to be understanding and say, well, what are we trying to accomplish, right? Well, right now it's Passover time. It's busy. We're both busy in the spirit doing things. Now, the breaches or the disagreement is usually where one person is doing something and one person ain't doing a damn thing. They're still caught on the old times. I remember when you used to take me on dates, right? And you were the guy that was known for flowers, dates every weekend, every Friday we going on a date. But now you're every Friday we got class. So you want to be on a date with me? Come to class, right? And then we could go grab some food after. And hey, what's a date? Like what determines a date? Because we made some reservations somewhere fancy, or is it the time that we spent? So we can still spend. If it's about the time you want, we could do that in any way, shape, or form. You see what I'm saying? So their mind has to come into the same realm of, well, what are we doing? And usually when you get those complaints, one person is on one side and the other person, one is in the spirit and one is in the flesh. You see that? Go ahead.
Okay. So would you be able to use that Galatians 5:17?
Read it.
Or 16?
Yep.
Galatians chapter 5, verse 16.
Right.
This I say then.
Right.
Walk in the spirit.
Go ahead.
And ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh.
Yeah. Of course you can use it before. And you would have to use that after a few things. But yes, you have to first know, well, what is the spirit and what is the flesh? Am I catering to one over the other? Right. And which one am I catering to? Then I can be able to say, okay, well, if I'm all about the flesh, then I got to start transitioning over into these spiritual things. So let me move over to the side that the other person is on. You see what I'm saying? Because think about it. Usually the one that's coming to class and fighting and being diligent, they ain't complaining. It's the one that's not. That ain't getting the boo time, ain't getting the let's go out on dates, we ain't doing the walks in the park no more. When they always bringing up the old feel-good stuff, like I remember when we used to just sit around and stare into each other's eyes. But that, nigga, if you was doing that, it's hard to come back from that when you stop. It's hard, especially for a woman. Like I remember when you used to just let me talk and you would just listen.
We would stay up all night talking.
But really, it was you listening to her talk and not responding or not giving any counsel or correcting. So now when you're like, well, so you're telling me your problems, I have solutions. So now, but it changes. Well, see, you never let me talk. No, I'm letting you talk, but now I'm giving you solutions to the problem. Well, I remember before, you used to be such a great listener. That means before you used to shut the hell up and let her talk and run her mouth, and you had nothing to offer to combat that or to help. So what does she want? She wants that, oh my God, he's such a great listener. Because when you come out, when you like, well, I was at work and she started talking crazy, and so I talk crazy too. Well, babe, the Bible says, be not overcome with evil, but overcome evil with good. And it's like, oh, God damn. It's like you don't pull her whole heart out. because you hit her with that scripture, and it's like a whoop. She's like, oh! Who is this man?
The exorcist.
You never used to talk to me like that. You're like, wait a minute, I didn't even yell.
Taking their side.
Yeah, see, you're always taking their side. Well, no, wait, the Bible. Hold up, babe. No, wait.
I can't do
I'm
that.
trying to help you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to show you how to not come home and be flustered. See, but you're always listening to someone else. You're always taking their side. It's like, wait, what? Hold up, nah, but no, 'cause I thought we were in this together. Yeah, we were until you always go to the Bible. That's how it goes, right? And all you're doing is like, well, but yeah, because before I didn't know a damn thing. I didn't know how to help solve your problems, and these are the things that I'm using that's helping me. Wait, this is what's helping me. So it should be able to help you. No. See, but then it turns into an argument.
Yeah, they say, how come you can't talk to me without using the Bible?
Oh man.
I heard that so many times.
Right?
But we all don't feel like that because I like to be.
Well, no, we're not saying everyone feels like that, but there's specific brothers that are dealing with certain situations that what we're talking about, they are dealing with it. I mean, he just said it. He just said it. He just confirmed it. That what? How many times have I heard that? Why you always got to talk through the Bible? Well, because the Bible says if any man speak, let him speak as the oracles of the Most High. The Bible says that it's good for instruction, reproof, correction, doctrine, right? So let me use this, right? Well, why you always got to go to the Bible so I don't have to argue with you? Because why? Why do you always have to go to the Bible means, wait a minute, you're going to go above my retarded logic. And you're going to supersede my logic of arguing, of emotion, of feeling. You're going to destroy all that with one or two scriptures. And they don't want that. They want you to be pulled back into the old man of I just needed you to listen. I just needed someone to listen to me. I just want to vent. Okay, go ahead and vent. But just know if you're talking to a righteous man, he's going to let you vent, and then he's going to show you where you're wrong, where you're right, and give you correction. Okay. Or he's going to give you exhortation. You know what, babe? I like the way you handle that. Damn. Okay. Keep going. Right? But you used to listen to me. I'm still hearing you. But now I'm hearing you in the matter of how do I help you change some of these things that are happening day to day? You see that? So it's about, who's moving in the spirit. That Galatians is perfect, but the other person has to recognize that they're not in the spirit.
That's right.
So there has to be a lot of self-examination.
So you put a mark, so do you mark them?
What do you mean, do you put a mark?
You know how the Bible say you mark that person, and I know not have nothing to do with them or something like that, but I don't know if you go to that deep with it.
Like mark them as far as what though? Like explain.
You know, you admonish him as a brother. Well, you take a note of it, you know, like you were saying.
Oh yeah, you take account of everything. You take account of everything.
If they showing you who they are, you take.
Of course.
You know,
of course.
You put a mark on it and say, okay, that's one. That's
of course.
That's three. That's.
Of course. Yeah, but depending on the relationship, you take the mark not to hold it against them. Excuse me. Let me wipe that off the board. We don't mark anything to use anything against anyone, right? But you do have to set the account in your mind of, well, what is this person showing me about them? Well, you're showing me this about you, so I'm going to use that same instance to correct you. And then if you're corrected, that's good. If not, then okay, they didn't want to hear me in that. Next, I'm using this instance not to use it against you, but to show you, look. They changed from it? Oh, okay, cool. They got that. So maybe I delivered the first thing wrong and they didn't get it. You see what I'm saying? Maybe the way I was bringing things out, it wasn't clear. So sometimes just, because I'm good at that. I remember the things that people say to me or do, and I'm like, okay, let's revisit that. If we have a cluster of situations, I say, okay, let's revisit all these situations. Do they all have something to do with each other? Are they all anomalies? Are they all the same? Let's deal with them. Oh no, that looked like that, but it wasn't that. So we deal with that individually. Boom. Those two things happen and they're the same. So let's deal with it. What's going on here? Dice it up, boom. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But not marking a person like, because when you use like, oh, I'm marking this cat, like marking them as wicked or righteous, we don't have that, like we can't just say, oh, a cat's wicked for a few things.
Yeah.
Their long track record of works is gonna really do that anyway. But we don't want to get into the point of, well, oh, this cat's wicked because they made a mistake or they messed up.
Like marking, but just take into account.
You take everything into account.
Kind.
We're supposed to.
Yeah.
We're supposed to. The scriptures say, "Be not ignorant in any matter, great or small." Right. So you take account for everything. You're supposed to. I take inventory on everything. I call it taking inventory. I take inventory on everything, and I'm like, oh, okay, see why that happened. Oh, okay, I see why that happened. Why? Because part of the things that happen, like let's say you're dealing with your household. Part of the things that happen in your household is because of us. Sometimes when things aren't running right, it's not because of them, it's us not taking the control.
As men.
As the man. So things are getting shoddy or just things are just chaotic. It takes a man to put those things in order and set all the pieces in order. So sometimes you got to sit back and say, okay, well, you're doing this, you're doing this, you're doing this. It's out of order, but what am I doing? You see what I'm saying? So you got to take inventory. You're part of that inventory. We're part of the inventory that we have to take account of. Examine yourself. You see that? Yeah. Shalom. Let's see here. This is JG. Shalom. Do you guys believe in Yahushua HaMashiach? Yes, we do believe in the Most High, and we do believe in Christ, Bahashem Yahushua, or Yahushua HaMashiach. Yes, sir. Just wanted to ask, I was in the other chat, and the guy got mad. I spoke about Yeshua. Amen. Do we Israelites, do we believe in the new? Yes, we believe in the Old and the New. We believe in the entire Bible in its entirety. It says in Hebrews, lo, I come in the volume of the book that is written of me. So yes, just keep watching, and you'll see we're actually in the Apocrypha right now. The brother quoted the scripture in Galatians. So yes, we definitely believe in the Bible in its entirety. If you're, obviously you're new to our channel, just keep watching. Just keep watching, or go back to some of our older videos, and you'll see. You'll be able to get a hold on what we teach, how we teach. Okay. Let's keep going. What we got?
Well, you can drop that, Derek. Okay. Give me Ecclesiastes chapter 10 and verse 1.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, no problem, brother. No problem. Keep watching. And welcome to the channels.
Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 1.
Go ahead.
Dead flies cause the ointment of the apothecary to send forth a stinking savior.
So, right here in Ecclesiastes, it's using a parable. The whole purpose of the class is, what kind of name are you building for yourself? Or have you built for yourself? So it's using this parable, it's talking about the apothecary's ointment, which would have a savor, a good aroma. But these dead flies, getting into the bottle and dying, makes it stink. Read on.
So doth a little folly that is in reputation for wisdom and honor.
So a little folly. So a man that is known for wisdom and honor, when he slips up into folly, it's magnified. Why? Why it's magnified is because he's not known for this. This isn't something that his character or his name says about him. It's like, whoa, he's doing that? And then so from that one instance, it will multiply into several different instances that people might just start conjuring up about you. And then your name, your good name that you've worked so hard to build, now turns into a stink. So you got to be careful as you're in this walk, as you're in the truth, as you're getting fringes, putting your fringes on. And sisters, you're starting to put on fringes in your head wrap. You know, you gotta you got to see if you're paving this road. When you step back, it's harder to come back. Just like quite as I was bringing out earlier, when you're building this standard with your rib, you're becoming the new man and you're building this standard. But then you slip back into the old way of thinking and you succumb to the please, the baby, you changed, all that.
Can I just say something? It's because it's not just the rib, it's brothers too. It's like if you had a damn drug habit your whole career in the world, or a drinking habit, or you are abusive, and then you're now trying to rip that image away, but then somehow drugs end up in your house. They just magically appear. That wasn't it magically appeared in the house. What is somebody gonna think? What are they gonna think?
Relapse.
They gonna think that you relapsed. They gonna think that you're the one that brought that in the house.
Yep.
And then if you add that on top of always lying and always being deceptive, then what are they supposed to think?
Telling half.
I know what the hell I'm gonna think. I'm gonna think, nigga, you lying. That's what I'm gonna think. I'm gonna think that you're a liar. If you have a track record of being deceptive, if you have a track record of not always telling the truth, and then it's known that you use drugs, or you're an alcoholic, or you're a woman beater, or whatever the case may be, and then she pops up with a black eye. Oh no, she was curling her hair, and the curling iron hit her. Wait, what? Hold on. So you mean to tell me the curling iron balled up his fist and left 5 knuckles? Damn. The curling iron broke her jaw?
Dang.
That wasn't, oh, okay, come on. So that wasn't you. The spirit came over you. You know when like the little, you talk about in Avengers when the chick punched Hulk's spirit out of him?
Oh, yeah.
So your spirit jumped out of you and hit her? Bah! And you didn't know what happened? But you have this track record already built up as this type of individual.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, you got this track record built up. You got to work, the scriptures say, abstain from all appearances of evil. And the problem is, a lot of us don't know how to keep ourselves away from the evil. If you got the track record of a cheater, he cheated on me our whole relationship, 15 years. And then you're supposed to be a man of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding in the Bible, but you taking trips to the gas station at 2 in the morning. Right? All of a sudden at 4 in the morning, you got to dip out because you're hungry. I mean, what the hell is she supposed to think?
Right.
What is the thought process supposed to be? There's only a few things that are out at 2, 3, and 4 in the morning.
There's only a few
hoes
things.
and crack.
God.
Hoes and crack.
Yep.
That's what's out there at 4, 3,
Drugs.
2 in the morning. The liquor stores ain't open, but hoes and crack are out. Nothing else is out there at 4 in the morning.
God.
If you're a man of wisdom, at 4 in the morning, you like, you trying to draw them Z's. You trying to draw that air.
Or you like this.
Or you like this. Yeah, damn. You know, reading, oh, boom, boom, 4 in the morning. Like, not doing what you did way back in the past name, trying to build a new name. And then mad because you're being reassociated with the old man. Well, guess what? Go to Colossians 3 real quick. We got to throw this in here. We've been 3 and 9.
3 and 9. Colossians chapter 3 and verse 9.
Right?
Lie not one to another.
And stop lying to yourself. Stop being disillusioned. Go ahead.
Seeing that ye have put off the old man.
Seeing that you have done what?
Put off the old man.
See, it was the way you put off the old man wasn't to just stop saying, I'm the new guy. Well, I'm a new man. I'm a new creature. What you think? Just saying it was enough? Go ahead.
With his deeds.
With his what?
With his deeds.
You had to stop doing what the old man did. You had to stop doing what the old man did and start doing new works to bring forth new fruits. What was the fruit of going out at 4 in the morning and coming home at 4 in the morning? Arguing. Right? Evil suspicion. You're always out late. What are you doing? So why would I continue to do that? if I came for change? I'm going to try to do something different, right? Go ahead. So I'm going to have to do different deeds. Read.
And have put on the new man.
So how do I put on this new man? Go ahead.
Which is renewed in knowledge.
Well, the new man is more knowledgeable of his surroundings and the things that are going to set the people off in my house. The new man is like, hold up, wait a minute. Abstain from all appearances of evil. The new man is, wait, hold on, wait. Let's be found blameless. The new man examines himself and says, wait a minute. How am I being perceived? The things that I'm doing, how is that going to be looked at from other people? 4 in the morning gas runs, that ain't happening. That could wait. 2 in the morning food runs, man, let me find something in the house. Let me find something in the house, because as soon as I start getting dressed, she going to be like, where the hell you going? Yeah, mate, you better get you some cereal.
That's right.
Right?
You know, cold boy, get you a bowl of cereal and just be happy.
Right.
Be content. But because that old man was known for what? Gotta go cruising. Gotta go run them streets. Gotta go hit the block, hit them lanes. Gotta go bend the block, right?
Yep.
Gotta go hit some corners. I gotta go see what's out there. Because I'm not interested here in what's going on here. I gotta go find out what's happening out there and be a part of something. But what did it get you? Locked up, shot at, beat up. Woman upset. Having to uphold you. You can't be consistent in a job, anything. So what does the burden fall on? Her. So she got every right to ask, what the hell are you doing? Because one mess up, and guess what? It's all on her.
Yes, sir.
A woman that maintains her man is full of impudence and reproach.
Wow.
So she gonna reproach you. Nigga, where you going at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m.? All the other bros are asleep or at home with their women.
Yeah, you can't say you hanging out
You
with
can't
bros.
say you with bros at 3 a.m. because I'm not out there. Hell nah. 3 a.m., I got a cutoff time. 12:01, you can't catch me in them streets. The freaks come out at night. It's deep. That's demon time, bro. Anything after 12, I'm like the sisters. Listen, the sisters asked me to go to the taco truck for them the other night. It was like after 12. I was like, lie. I was like, y'all don't know what happens at that time. I was like, y'all don't realize what happens at that time at that taco truck.
Yes.
Shit, at 9 o'clock is filthy over there. So at 12, I'm good. I was like, yeah, nah, it's strange over there at night. At 12, at 1. I would have went, but nah, I'm good. I'm good. It's certain things, certain time frames, you just got to know, man, things happen at 2 in the morning.
That's right.
To the wrong people.
That's right.
You better listen, there's a lot of tortillas up in here and some cheese and a little bit of eggs. We got y'all.
Some
That's
egg
right.
quesadillas.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, I know it ain't the burrito truck, but hey,
They're just fine.
it's a little bit too late. But a wise man, a man that's renewed in knowledge, he's going to be considerate and say, nah, I don't need to be out there. How can I avoid putting myself in the clutches of danger and perilous situations if I don't have to? Well, let me make a different way. Let me make do with what's in front of me. That's the problem with a person that is still stuck in his own mind. He don't want to make do with what's in front of him. I always got to be doing something new or adding something because I don't know how to be content. And then what happens? All the coincidences. Like coincidentally, drugs just ended up in my house. Coincidentally. What a coincidence.
Right.
What a coinky-dink.
Coinky-dink.
Coincidentally. You know what I'm saying? I was just driving and she landed in my lap.
Yeah.
I don't know how that happened. She just jumped through the window, babe. She was like a ninja.
Right.
She hopped in, hopped off, and hopped out.
Yeah.
Damn. She grabbed your wallet at the same time? Like, what the? Like,
Damn.
damn, she was a ninja pickpocket. Right? And you just happened to be rolling down this and that, huh? I mean, read on.
Verse 10. And have put on the new man,
Go ahead.
which is renewed in knowledge after the image of him
Yeah,
that created him.
you gotta put on the new man. The new man ain't gonna put you on. It ain't like Iron Man suit. You press a button and he just comes on you. You pull 2 strings, and the damn like no.
The spirit.
The spirit just comes on you. You gotta be going towards that and putting that on.
Yeah.
Put it on. Put your arms through it. You gotta put that on. It's not pull a string and your armor is just on and you just floating like Iron Man. I'm Iron Man. Nah, I am Iron Man. Right? No, it don't work like that. Look.
Oh, you got the shirt on today.
It don't work like that. Right? I wore it today. I haven't worn it in a while. But that's the point. You have to actively be putting this man on. You have to actively renew yourself daily. Paul said it, I die daily. Right? But what? To die daily, that means that he had to revive daily also. What revived him? The knowledge. What was being killed? The old man that didn't have knowledge. What was being killed? The old name. You see that? The old way of doing things. Right. We want to end it here?
Let's end it there.
All right. Yeah, let's end it here. It's 9:13. We thank y'all for joining us. Yeah, JG. Yeah, no problem, brother. We answer questions. So whatever questions you have going forward, if you're watching, feel free. You can ask. We just ask, that brothers and sisters be respectable in the chat. That's all we ask. If you got a question, ask it in a question form, so we know that it's a question and not a statement. And we won't treat it as such. We'll treat it like a question. So a question is, hey, I have a question. What's your question? Okay, boom, put your question in with a question mark so we can know. Mm-hmm. But sometimes people put things in the chat and we think that it's a statement, and their statements are not factual. So that's all we say. Be respectable. Be respectable in the chat. Respect one another. We'll definitely get to your questions. But yeah, other than that, y'all won't see us for a few days.
Right. Not gonna be having class.
Right. Not gonna be having class for a few days. We're gonna be celebrating. We're gonna be having our Passover celebration on Sunday the 4th. Remember, we're still in the Feast of Unleavened Bread, right? Right. Until what day? The 20.
Tomorrow.
Oh, until tomorrow. Right.
Oh,
Tomorrow
really?
sundown. Oh, Cass can't wait to go eat sandwiches. Bro.
I thought it was a whole other week.
No, it's 7 days. It's 7 days.
God.
Right. So wow, that's a quick 7 days.
Man, that was quick.
No.
Friday. If it's 7 days, then Friday night, Friday sundown.
No, that'd be 8.
That'd be 8 days.
And we started
Yeah,
Friday,
it's-
right?
We started Friday sundown.
So we end Thursday.
Yeah. So and Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah, because if you go to that next sundown, it'll make it 8 days. If you calculate it, Friday sundown, Saturday sundown, if you calculate it right, it would be 8 days.
Okay.
So it's Thursday night. So tomorrow night, it ends the Feast of Unleavened Bread. But we're going to be getting all our schools together in San Antonio on the 4th. Okay, so you won't see us. VA hasn't had class because they're in San Antonio already. Good for them. A little relaxation. You know what I'm saying? Kicking it. We still got work to do up here. So yeah, they still doing garments. We don't have that luxury right now. We've had it. We've been off for a while.
Yeah,
We gotta get to
birthday
work.
out.
So, Shalom family, we see y'all at the Passover in San Antonio Sunday, Most High willing.
Oh,
Yeah.
Can't wait to see you.
Yeah, now we
Now
are. Yep, looking forward to seeing
my
all
God.
the Aquafium. So, yeah, everybody travel safe. We got brothers traveling today. I think Shaquat and Karatazad, they made it into San Antonio. Kazak and them is there. Zion and Rochester, they gonna be rolling out from Rochester tomorrow. They got some business to handle. They gonna leave. So yeah, everybody's gonna be traveling. So we ask, that y'all pray for us, pray for everybody that's traveling, that we get there and back in one piece. Yeah. With that, we thank everybody for joining us.